Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a 7-star dissection video. And you might be thinking, well, you can't really sort out 7 stars, you can't really see anything. True, but also if you've got the side quest, you can see details. Because like if you go to champions and sort by 7 stars, it comes up with nothing. But what I wanted to do in this video is look a bit in depth. That's one thing I was trying to do in the side quest video, which I shouldn't have really done. I really should have saved it for this video. I wanted to have a look at stats, information and details, things that are important, like attack rating, health pools, armor, rank, signature ability, damage through block, damage in general, all these critical things that are really important for us as players. This is the first ever time we're seeing 7 stars in MCOC. This is the first ever time we've got ourselves a particular new difficulty, apart from, you know, what the rest of them has been. So I'm pretty excited. I've enjoyed myself so far. Didn't really play well against the boss. And one thing I would say is that when you're trying to prep yourself for these particular things, especially with going up against, if you're Throne Breaker and upwards doing this for the very first time, the difficulty is looking at it and going like, okay, well, I need to prepare champions for this. So your team will need to be prepared around it. Not saying that's for everybody. I mean, for me, like, I made mistakes, but still, it didn't cost me any revives to do Elder difficulty, which is fine. It was just a case of, like, just understanding this for the very first time, and you can make changes and alterations. The reward side of things does seem good for the level of difficulty that you go up against, and I must say, Kabam have done a great job with it. But I am interested to find out certain details. But as you can see right here, like you've got 2 champions here, like Thor in this one and Scarlet Witch. And also, I want to try out a cheese factor I said about in that second video, second video today and the previous video, how the side quest works, is I want to try White Magneto against Attuma, and the same by putting the pre-fight on, because it's an effect, that kind of passive parry is a passive, and I think it's treated as an effect, not a debuff. So therefore it won't be purified. So therefore I think that if I, in theory, I should be able to use my Archangel, which is going to be my cheese option against this. But again, we'll kind of like, we'll come to that bridge when we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. As I said, I want to see some details. I am going to be throwing some champions to get damaged. That's one thing. As I said, I can't do tests. We can't do tests without throwing lambs to slaughter. And that's what we're going to be doing in this right now. So I'm going to like now dissect. So first of all, we can see that the 7 stars are rank 1 and it's level 1 of 25. So Kabam haven't given them like so extensive amounts of rankage, because I can imagine the further the rank, the more powerful they are. And do bear in mind that Kabam will set the extent of attack rating and health pool. So these won't actually be the correct health pools of these champions. They won't be the correct attack rating of these particular champions. But here's the thing. You are going against them, so they have to be assessed from a defensive perspective and the damage that they can like potentially do. Now we come to the point of ability comparison. I'm going to do one for Scarlet Witch in a minute when we get up to her. But when it comes to this particular champion, Thor, you can see on screen it is signature 150, rank 1, as we noted, and it's level 1. And it's 664.4 for the Fury that he gets. And then also when Thor stuns, he tests for the armor, reducing 2,802. Now, quick comparison to Aunt May. Shout out to Aunt May. And we've got ourselves a 6-star rank 1 here at 200 signature, which is 390 for 4.5 seconds. So you can see that, you know, it's, in comparison, it is like a bit of a a drop. Of course it is. You could bump that down to like 160 and it's 2,576, so it's kind of close there. It's only when you kind of increase the rank of the 6-star to say at rank, let's see realistic what players have, rank 3, and you still got 639.6 for the Fury and 2702 for the armor reduction. So it is very interesting to note like where we are with this. When you rank 4 6-star, they're currently more powerful than the rank 1 7-star counterpart, which I think is going to make players more interested in like, well, are we saying it's more valuable to rank 2 a 7-star versus rank 4ing a 6-star? That's something, just to throw flippant remark there. But again, that's going to be questions that players are going to ask themselves as of, say, next year when the champions are available, and also the extent of cost in order to rank them up. One thing I want to mention right off the bat is that with these particular champions, the way that we got this purple kind of emblem to them is kind of weird, but it's kind of nutty, but it's kind of a thing. I believe this one's got Dismay. I mean, the previous path I went on had Dismay as well. But my word, did you see that? The damage through the block is actually quite... Now here's the thing. It could be a case because we've got the Fury as part of the ability and a Fury passive. It could be that is where the extent of damage through the block is. But definitely not exactly, you know, nice to see. But it is a thing, nevertheless. We're just going to like do that. And I'm going to go into a block in a second. Now, thankfully, I've got King Groot, which has a nice high regen with him. So let's just get hit in a block a bit more. 2k, 1k. And again, that could be Fury passive. So as this this Fury buff kind of like hopefully goes, we can get an idea. Still 1k, like has one. Oh, wow, okay. That has the oscillate. Still pretty high, to be honest. Like, come on, hit me in a block again. So the white number is 1,400. It's still pretty high. That's damage through the block. You know, it's a big number that you should be a little bit concerned about when facing off against these champions. So kind of playing in an aggressive standpoint, depending obviously on what champion. Maybe like you need to opt for intercepting. It kind of means that in the future, this is what I kind of feel it's going to be into things like Act 8. Which does give me concern that in the future is like, well, are we going to have to worry now about like damage through the block being quite a... that chip damage through the block is kind of aggressive. Like, imagine what it's going to be like going up against the likes of Massacre and Valkyrie, champions that are very hefty when it comes to hitting into your block. And a lot of the times you may have to kind of opt for that kind of like rotation and playability, which, as I said, gives me a little bit of concern. Thank God for King Groot. That's what I'm saying with that one. These fights do take a little bit of a while, especially if you're walking and talking or swiping and talking like I'm doing, and you know, maybe you want to like intercept a bit more or just kind of like increase the pace. And I'm sure that it may opt a few more players to the interest of Suicide Masteries because of the damage you can do right off the bat, and also kind of well, just apart from the recoiling elements. It's not too bad, is the point I'm getting to. I'm not overly slating this. I'm actually really like Elder difficulty. I like Kabam have added into this. But I would say you're going to have a bit of caution when it comes to 7 stars. Because that damage through the block could be quite... Now, on to just a quick dissection of Scarlet Witch. This is a champion I love. I love the Awakened version, mainly because of what you can do with, well, the effects and things that happen as a result of your Veil of Fortune. But let's be realistic, a lot of players have the rank 3 6-star version, have the 565 5-star. A lot of people have that nowadays. Just interesting to note, I like the extent of the critical rating. Critical rating of the SP2 is 3055. Okay, compared with that in a 200 signature rank 3 6-star version, it is a case that is 2600 and 2627.78. God, what's wrong with me? Any case, if you got a rank 1 6-star, it is 2500. And if you're looking at your, again, as I said, more commonly people have the 5-star 565. So that is 2,566. So it's not a huge amount of difference. I guess it's just going to be a case of like scalable damage and stuff like that. I think 7 stars are going to be, yeah, they are fun. They're a lot of fun. They'll be a lot of fun to play with. Not getting an idea about what is the special ability with these ones at the moment. I'd like to find out that. A lot of these in Elder difficulty seem to have Dismay. So if you lose your combo, you will get absolutely splattered. You really will do, completely splattered. We're not messing around this time when it comes to Human Torch. Again, a relatively kind of like important point is like the extent of like, well, what does Human Torch do to a 7-star? I mean, it can be very much seen right now, like what is happening. We got a melt right now. I mean, the particular node is actually helping us out. I think it's like a parry enhance, which allows for like your power flood. That's fun. Had to watch out there. I kind of like had this horrible suspicion I'd just eat something to the face. Interesting as well, poison ticks. Look at the poison. That is one kind of like bad side going up against Scarlet Witch. The classic version is the poison damage. Those ticks as well. That's 300 per tick. And I'm sure with like a further one, it's going to be quite a melter when it comes to damage. So, you know, that's something to be, again, not concerned about, but be wary of when it comes to certain champions and their ticks, their dot damage that comes from their abilities. Now, here's all about like trying stuff out. And as I said, I wanted to try White Magneto to bypass what I think is going to be the Purify effect that the champion has against debuffs, as opposed to what will be my passive-based effect. We'll have to see. There's also no change when it comes to like a rank and the level for the boss, but as I said, I want to give this a go and see whether or not I can parry heavy and do what I wanted to do in the previous video. So we'll see. Is it going to shrug off? Is it going to be that? We'll have to find out. That's what I wanted. There we go. So the damaging debuff's on, and also I get that as well, so that's good. But do bear in mind as well, this isn't the best way to, well, I don't know, I'm going to say like this is a bad way of kind of playing the champion against Attuma, but I think that it's a good way. I mean, look at this, I'm up to 9 neurotoxins, and I've just like completely just ruined his day. Look at him, he's melting away. He's melting! That's 10 neurotoxins going down, and bye. Yeah, okay, cheese option. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for an option, get yourself a White Magneto, and then it's a case that you can just go and cheese. There's a little bit of a cheese tip for you. A cheese. That's a weird thing to say, Richard. That is a weird thing to say. But yeah, that's been my dissection of 7 stars and my little bit of a, you know, takedown cheat there for him. Let's see what they get in the chest as well to kind of like go through here. Ooh, look at all that stuff. Look at that. Nice. 29% done. Like, yeah, Elder difficulty is fun. It's getting me thinking. Yeah. I mean, what's everyone's thoughts on 7 stars going up against them? Are you seeing a little bit of a ramp up of difficulty? As I said, for me, I kind of feel like when we go away from some of the different types of relic-based champions, that dot damage is going to be something to note. If you get hit, you get clipped by 7-star bleed effects from some of these champions, or shock effects. I mean, look at that. You know, you might need to bring a shock immune champion against Hulkbuster because that dot damage is going to be quite meaty. We'll have to see. That's been a video. Thank you very much for watching. Thoughts in the comment section about 7 stars. Check out some other content located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.